So you clicked on this video because you want to learn how to sign a model on OnlyFans that's already in 0.1%. So in this video, I'm going to tell you from my own experience what has helped us sign numerous of these models. Matter of fact, probably dozens at this point. Matter of fact, we have models even in 0.01%, which is even more rare. I don't have a script, as you can see. I'm just gonna go from the top of my head and I'm gonna talk to you about just things that come up in my head that I can give you as advice and value that I wish I knew at the beginning that would help me fast track my success. First things first, you must understand that a girl or a guy, but most of the time obviously female, a lot of the time these models who are in the 0.1%, a lot of the time, 9 out of 10, it wasn't by luck or chance. When I say 9 out of 10, 1 out of 10, it's like they were just a celebrity, they randomly got famous or whatever, and they just randomly created an OF. And in the first month, because they already had a massive following, they're now in the 0.1%. Again, that's not the most common thing, so we're not gonna talk about that, we're gonna exclude that. In most instances, these are models who their entire career, everything that they do is OnlyFans. And they most likely have been doing it for a very long time, probably longer than you've been managing models for, right? So, meaning they have been about this business model for way longer than you, and they know way more than you do, right? Not only about the actual OnlyFans management side of things, the chatting, the marketing, everything included in that, but then also about the agency side of things. How agencies operate, what do they offer, how do they portray themselves, the do's and don'ts, and so on. I'm gonna try and do this in a chronological order, starting from the beginning to you've got a 0.1% model, multiple of them. So I think starting out, obviously the most important thing is experience. If you have zero experience, don't even think about trying to sign a 0.1% model. It's like starting a real estate company and trying to sell your first property for $100 million. Like, baby steps, you know? So just start off by working with anybody and everybody when you're starting out, like literally from zero. Eventually you can start to be very picky and choosy on who you work with. And you can also, matter of fact, you get rid of some models that you don't want to work with no more because you can start to be very picky. But at the beginning, you must focus on getting experience. So reach out to models that you already know. Maybe you went to university with them. Maybe you worked with them at some random job prior. Or it's a friend of a friend. Maybe one of your boys knows a girl who does OF, right? Something like that. Reach out to them, sign them up, and start working with them. It's inevitable at the beginning, you're going to make mistakes, same as fucking everything in life. If you start playing golf and you've never played golf before, you're probably gonna miss the ball quite a lot of times, right? You're gonna fail. But then as you learn and as you practice, you get better. The same with this. So if you're upfront and honest with the models that, look, you're just starting out and you're new, they're gonna be more likely to understand if something goes wrong or if something doesn't go to plan, right? So you're gonna start off, you're gonna get a couple of models. My recommendation when starting out, no more than 2 at a time. More than 2 is too much. Like you can't, especially when you're starting out, you can't be managing more than 2 models when you're trying to organize the marketing side of things. You're either doing the chatting yourself or you've hired somebody to do the chatting and you're trying to train them and keep an eye on them, make sure that they're doing it. Then also working out the numbers and sending the invoices, making sure that's being paid, paying your staff members and everything in between when you're starting out. The easiest way is if you just do it all by yourself at the beginning with just 1 model or 2 maximum, like I said. Now, again, there is no right or wrong, but in my opinion, you should do this at least like the bare minimum 3 months. As long as you have done it for at least bare minimum for 3 months, you can only then start to focus on the next point that I'm going to be talking about. But until then, you should just focus on getting that first model in. Then once you've got her, then working closely with her, making sure she has the best experience possible from an agency like yourself. And always remember from day one that your reputation is the most important thing in this industry. Because this industry is not very big. There's not that many people doing it. Hence why it's by far one of the easiest to get started and make money with, right? Which we teach, by the way, so you can check out the link in the description. So once you've got your first model, you've got a bunch of experience, you maybe fucked up here and there, and you made a little bit of money. At this point, if you haven't already invested into a program, a coaching group, or you're in some sort of a paid network, keyword paid, I'm not even saying mine, like just that's my advice. You just, once you have the money, I highly recommend you invest into some sort of a network where there's other like-minded people who have also paid to be in there, and you can learn from each other and network and so on. Network is such a gay word, but you get what I'm trying to say. You can communicate with other like-minded people. Why that's important? Because if you're trying to do all of it by yourself, especially again when you're just starting out, well, there's only you. There's going to be about 16 hours-ish that you're going to be up for, right? And out of those hours, I mean, there's only so many that you can put into your business, into your OnlyFans management agency. Meaning that you're very limited to how many lessons you can learn all by yourself. Now imagine you have 100 people like yourself doing this all day, every day. Now all of a sudden, let's just say you only can make one or learn one lesson a day, you can 100x that. And you can learn a lot faster and develop your skill set a lot faster, okay? So that's my second piece of advice is once you have the money, you must invest into a program and make sure you're in some sort of a community where you can speak with like-minded people, okay? Cool, then going back to getting the 0.1% model, so step 3, is at this point, you must tell the world who are you and what results have you generated. So I know for a lot of people, they want to be faceless and they don't want to tell the public that they're running an OnlyFans management agency and so on. And I understand why some people would want to do that. However, if you really want to make life-changing amounts of money, and I mean life-changing, I've been able to do whatever the fuck I want for the last 2.5 years, every day. And not just for myself, for my friends, my family, my girlfriend, everybody in my life. Tap, yes, paid, ordered, fine, booked. If you want to make that, you must go all in. So when I say go all in, you must tell the world what you do. It's not that big of a fucking deal. You manage some influencers online, who cares? But the point I'm making here with step 3 is by going all in and making it public, is these 0.1% models, people like me want to sign them. Do you understand? Like, how are you gonna compete with somebody like myself when you don't show your face, nobody knows who you are, you have no online credibility, you have no online presence, you have no YouTube videos, you have no videos with you and other models speaking publicly live on YouTube, right? I have all of these things and I've been doing it and I'm trying to help you. I'm literally giving this advice for free. So that would be step number 3, is to go all in and make it public. So at this point, like I said, you should already be in this OFM world for about 3 months. You should have scaled your first model to an X amount. So for example, you signed her on at $1,000 and she's now maybe making $5,000, right? It's very average numbers, those, right? Like you can get her from 1,000 to 5K in 3 months, 100%. So at this point, you can now tell the world, hey, by the way, right? The more content you put out and the more videos and the more photos and the more tweets, etc. that you put out to the public, the more models will start to see what you do, okay? Now, at this point, maybe you've signed a model and she was at 1,000 and you helped her scale to $5,000 a month. And by the way, you're taking 50%. So at this point, you're making a bit of cash already, right? But this is nothing to what's about to come. So at this point, you're posting these results on social media. Again, obviously double check with the model. Of course, my advice wouldn't be to share her Instagram, etc., because then other agencies will try to reach out to them. Hence why I don't do that as well, right? I have multiple videos on my channel where even one of them, I met them in real life, but a lot of them I just speak to on Zoom, but obviously blur their face and I don't say their Instagram name, right? Because why would I? Then loads of people want to reach out to them. However, I do share the results near enough on a daily basis. I mean, on my Instagram, if you follow me at Marcus Hustle, I near enough share my results on a daily basis. Then as you're sharing these results, where you help a model go from 1,000 to 5,000, for example, another model who's maybe making 4,000 already, she reaches out to you and you help her, you sign her on, you help her go from 4,000 to 10,000. Then you share those results. And then all of a sudden, there's a model that's already making 9,000 reaches out to you and you help her go from 9,000 to 15,000, for example, and so on and so on. So that's the first way already, how you can get a 0.1% earning model. The second way is going to be from the actual clients that you work with right now actively. So do you remember at the beginning of the video, or one of the first parts, I said, once you sign up that model, you must give her all your attention and focus and make sure that she has the best experience possible. And reputation is the most important thing. If you work your agency from this mindset that your reputation is at stake and it's the most important thing, and you're trying to provide the best possible service for your clients, then it's inevitable that your clients are going to be very happy with the services that you provide. And when either you ask for a referral or, better off, they just go out of their way to refer their friends to you, then inevitable is going to snowball and it's going to start to grow that way, right? So for us, a lot of the clients that we work with, I'd probably go as far as saying 80% of the clients that we currently have and the girls that we're managing, they are just friends of our other models, of our other clients. It's because we provide such a great service. and we're just always there. Whatever the models need, we're always there. We reply, we fix any issues. A lot of the time, there's not even that many issues, right? Because we've just been doing it for such a long time. So the first way to sign a 0.1% model is by simply just playing, the ladder game. So you sign a model, you scale it to this much, you sign another one, you scale it to this much, sign another one, and you so on and so on. Then the second way will be through word of mouth and referrals. So once you've helped a model and you've increased earnings by maybe double or 10x, etc., well then at that point, once you've done that, you can jump on a call with this model and say, hey, by the way, here's a breakdown of last month. We started at 20,000, you're now on 50,000. It's fantastic. We added this marketing system and It's going really well. I'm very pleased with how the results are going. She's going to say, yeah, me too. Then at that point, you can say, hey, by the way, do you know any other girls who are in the industry? Any of your friends who you would refer to us as well? Then you can either incentivize them, give them commissions, or give them a smaller percentage for the next month, anything how you want to do it. But that'll be the second way to sign a 0.1% model. And then from there on, once you're in this realm with working with 0.1% models, then all of a sudden everything just becomes easier. It's snowball effects, right? More of these models want to work with you, more of them shout your agency out to their friends, and that just simply grows on itself. But it all starts off with the experience. First thing, which is you need experience. In order to get experience, you must work with models who are just starting out as well. They're maybe making $1,000 a month, and you simply work with those, you scale them, and then before you know it, you're making $100,000 a month within a year, right? Of you doing this business model. Guys, subscribe to this channel because I have tons of more of these videos. If you want to learn more about OFM, click the link down below. There's either a free YouTube video or an online program that I put together. You guys can join it. There's also a community that I'd love for you to join. So anyway, click the links down below and I'll see you guys on the next one.